Hey guys, that disappeared. Hmm. Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about movies I won't cover on my channel and movies that I come around to on covering on my channel. People ask me, what movies have I said I wouldn't do a review on that I come around to? Oh, I don't know. Not movies made by still living abusers, Up yours, Victor Silva. Up yours, Roman Polanski. I'll cover your movies when you're both 6 feet under and rotting. And that's a promise. But still, I won't cover Clown House because of all the shit that happened behind the scenes. Even when Victor Silva dies and is rotting. That's just the truth. Coffee. So yeah. Sorry about that. As I was saying, now when it comes to certain movies that I said I wouldn't cover on my channel, like Jeepers Creepers, Rosemary's Baby, Rosewood Lane, and other movies like The Attendant made by Roman Polanski would not be covered on my channel. Anything Victor Silva made, including that movie Fucking Powder, would not be covered on my channel. Now, I have considered covering another movie franchise called The Crow. Now, on the other hand, because The Crow does have horror in the genre. I mean, what do you expect? It's about a guy who comes back from the dead, who kills people because they murdered him and murdered and violated his wife, you know, or fiance, whatever she was to him. So yeah, and now he comes back for revenge, starring the late Brandon Lee. That eventually will get a review from me in the future. But for right now, I just have to find a different house. Still looking. Fuck you. Sorry, not. So yeah. Um, and no, I will not be covering a Serbian film, even though I did do a pissed off movie asshole of a Serbian film. A Serbian film would never, ever, ever get a movie review from me because it's so fucking disgusting. However, there has been other movies that I said I wouldn't cover on my channel. For instance, like the Guinea Pig franchise, or or Visitor Q, or directed by Takashi Miike, or Ayoshi the Killer, which I believe was also directed by Takashi Miike. Those two movies are still maybe, and the Guinea Pig franchise is also still maybe. They're both still maybe, okay? All that franchise and Takashi Miike's two movies are still maybe. So it is a possibility that in the future you might see a review on Visitor Q. You might not. Who knows? You might see a review on Ayoshi the Killer, which does sound like an interesting movie. It's a Japanese horror film, and I believe that was directed by Takashi Miike. No, not 6ix9ine. Get the fuck out of here, 6ix9ine. Goddamn mouse. I mean rat. Sorry. But yeah. And another update I'm telling you is that Sunday I didn't post the episode of Pissed Off Movie Asshole like I was supposed to, and I sincerely apologize for that. So yeah. Now, on the other hand, other videos or other movie that I said I wouldn't give a review to is one of them is being Nightmare Before Christmas, because technically that's not a horror movie, that's a family movie, even though it does have horror elements in it. So that is still on the table as a possibility, as a maybe. and I might cover in the future a review of the South Korean zombie flick Train to Busan, which is a masterpiece, by the way. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a masterpiece. But there's other movies that might get a review in the future, or a franchise that might get a review in the future. Tremors, the franchise of Tremors it will be on the table for like a maybe. The Tremors, the TV series, will still be on the table as a maybe. So yeah, other movies are still possible to get to get a cover on my channel to get reviewed. But like I said, movies made by Roman Polanski or Victor Silva never gonna happen until they're both 6 feet under and rotting. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, he's home. He parked it on the side right there. He parked it more back so you won't see it. I know, we're basically like prisoners in our fucking home until we find a new one. I haven't been sending your mother any houses because she's been giving me an attitude lately because ugh.
You know
What?
Can't blame me.
I know, but I'm just trying to help out. Yeah, and I'm stressing out too. We need to find a damn. I know we need to find a damn place. Oh yeah, let me get back to what I was saying, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, I got him into Godzilla. Anyways, and yes, there will be a review for Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire, coming soon. But yeah. And there will also be a review for Godzilla Minus One when I see it. But however, from what I heard, that's not coming to DVD in America because someone made a joke about it, saying that it was bad, like this one movie. The effects were bad, like this one movie. So Toho was like, you know what? Fuck you. We're not releasing it in America. We're only releasing it in Japan as an exclusive in Japan, which means people are making bootlegs out of it now. Which that kind of fucking sucks because some asshole had to fucking ruin it. Ugh, I swear I hate assholes. Anyways, also there other films like the Puppet Master franchise will get a cover in the future. Evil Bong 1 I already covered. 2 through 8 or 9 or how many ever Evil fucking Bong movies there are, I'll be covering them in the future. So, like I said, in the future, I'll be covering them in the future. Then someone also asked me, would I be covering Universal Soldiers? The last Universal Soldier does have horror in the genre, but it's mostly an action movie. The first one is. But I understand because they're like being controlled by like a computer thing. And the last one made no fucking sense because for some reason, I guess they made Jean-Claude Van Damme a bad guy in that movie, I guess. Which makes no fucking sense because he was a good guy in the first one. Makes no fucking sense. Ugh. And I also get other questions asked to me in my private account that I'm going to be sharing with you guys soon. So you guys can send me messages about what's my favorite horror movie and all that. Someone asked me, what is my all-time favorite zombie movie? That's easy. Night of the Living Dead, the original. Night of the Living Dead was so inspirational that it inspired The Walking Dead. Yes. If there was no Night of the Living Dead, there'll be no Walking Dead today. There'll be no Glenn. There'll be no Negan. There'll be no Rick Grimes. No Daryl. Daryl Dixon, I think is his name. Yeah, there'll be no Daryl. There'll be none of them if it would have been for Night of the Living Dead. Remember that. And one of the episodes that was put in black and white of The Walking Dead, that was a dedication to George A. Romero for his movie Night of the Living Dead when he passed away. They did that as a dedication to his memory. Rest in peace to George A. Romero. And someone also asked me, has there been a horror movie that was considered terrible that you loved? Yeah. There has been some movies that were considered terrible that I loved. One of them, for instance, is a movie called oh God, what is it called? Oh yeah, Zombie of the Oasis of the Zombies. Zombies of the Oasis. Oasis of the Zombies, That was considered a terrible film, but I actually liked Oasis of the Zombies. And I also liked, I think it was Cannibal Jungle or Jungle Holocaust or something like that. It was made in 1978, a couple years before Cannibal Holocaust. And for that being a cannibal movie, that was more tame than Cannibal Holocaust. Yeah, that was more tame than Cannibal Holocaust was. And A Trilogy of Terror was also a good movie. If you haven't seen A Trilogy of Terror, check that one out. Because, my God, Trilogy of Terror was so fucking good. Sorry. Yeah, Trilogy of Terror was a good movie, If you haven't seen Trilogy of Terror, you should. But, my God, I haven't seen the second one yet. People said that Trilogy of Terror 2 makes no fucking sense and that it sucked. Who knows? I haven't seen it. I might check it out to see if they're right or if they're wrong. So, yeah. There is a Trilogy of Terror, just to let you guys know. Trilogy of Terror 2, I mean. And Trilogy of Terror, I think there's a 3 as well. Or was 3 canceled? I think there's a Trilogy of Terror 2, and that's it. I think the third one got canceled or some shit like that. Yeah, anyways. Another film I'm also going to be talking about is, it's Cannibal Ferox, which was also titled Cannibal Holocaust 2. Even though there was another film in Italy called Cannibal Holocaust 2, it wasn't really a sequel to the first Cannibal Holocaust movie. You know how they are. They just made titles for movies that it made them sequels. Like, for instance, Patrick Still Lives. That was a unofficial sequel to Patrick. Had nothing to do with the first fucking movie. Because Italy loved doing that. They loved making unofficial sequels to movies. I mean, Alien 2 on Earth was a fucking good film. Even though that was a fucking ripoff of Alien, Alien 2 on Earth was a good fucking movie. Was it as good as Aliens? Not really, but I still liked Alien 2 on Earth. That was still a good fucking movie. Anamorphosis, or whatever the fuck that's called. It has the Hell Yeah guy in it. Hell Yeah. From Anamorphosis, or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah. That movie was a good movie, even though it had some fucking graphic scene, like, I won't share them with you because they're too fucking graphic, but that was still a good movie. Black Belly of the Tarantula. A lot of people never heard of that movie. That's an Italian horror film from the 70s. And that's a good fucking movie. It's like people don't even mention that one as like their top 10 favorite, Italian horror films because people hardly hear about that movie. I think that's underrated, Class Reunion Massacre, which is an American horror film. Class Reunion Massacre was a good fucking movie. And that hardly gets any recognition, Class Reunion Massacre, a.k.a. The Son of Satan, a.k.a. The Redeemer, is a good fucking movie. Go back and watch my my channel, William Jackson's Movie Theater, or WLJJ Movie Reviews, my first channel. And I believe I have that on one of my channels. Just type in William Jackson's movie theater, and then just put in the son of Satan, or AKA the Redeemer. I think I put it as Class Reunion Massacre. Yeah, but the VHS of that, they want $87 for that. I mean, if I had $500 in my account, I would buy it. But I'm not spending, $1,000 just to get a VHS tape. Well, nearly $100 to get a VHS tape. I mean, maybe, but like I said, if I had more money, then maybe. But yeah, I mean, if I had like $500 in my PayPal account, then I would probably buy one. But yeah, Class Reunion Massacre is a good fucking movie, though. And I hardly hear anybody talk about that movie. It's like it's an underrated movie, and what do you expect? It came out in 1979. 1979. It was sandwiched between Halloween, that came out in 1978, and Prom Night, that came out in 1980, along with other classics that came out in 1980. And originally, Prom Night was going to be rated PG. Yeah, but the producers didn't want that, so they added nudity to it in order for it to get an R rating. Yes, originally Prom Night was going to be rated PG. Yes, in case you guys didn't know that. So yeah. And Christine almost got a PG rating, but they added cussing in order for it to get an R rating. Yes, Christine, even though it came out, I think, 2 years before the PG-13 rating was invented, the violence was kept at like a PG level. And the movie would have been rated PG, but they went back and added cussing to it in order for it to get an R rating. So yeah. So I mean, it's not a terrible film. Christine's not. That's actually pretty good. But there's also another movie that's kind of like Carrie that came out, I think, a year after Carrie did. And that was actually pretty damn good, too. I forgot the name of that movie.
You talking to yourself, man?
No, I'm actually doing a video.
Oh.
Well, I'm going to have to sign off right now. I will make another one, don't worry, guys. But yeah, check out Class Reunion Massacre, because that film hardly gets any recognition. Are you okay?
I can't see. So.
You can't see? What the fuck?